interview, we speak to stylist and fashion guru Hannah Day about the future world of work attire. The last few months have seen us all change out of our office attire and enter an array of outfits for video calls and home working. We're often asked by candidates what they should wear to video interviews, and with the talk of returning to offices and face-to-face meetings starting to come back, we thought it would be useful to speak to Hannah about the do's and don'ts and the expectations on returning to the office. As ever, we'd love your comments, so please get in touch below. Or if you want to discuss anything with us, then please get in touch using the Calendly link. But if you'd also like to benefit from some of Hannah's expertise, we're happy to share her details. I definitely need to, but otherwise we hope you're all well and look forward to catching up with you soon. Thanks.
Sure, my name's Hannah Day. I'm a fashion stylist and I've worked in both editorial and personal styling fields. So style and attire in the workplace kind of sets the precedence for the environment that people are working in. And I think it tells you a lot about the company, and also it tells you a lot about the employees that work there and how they respond to kind of what they've been told is a work uniform, so to speak. It can form a sort of form of identity for the employees that work there, almost on a sort of tribal level, I guess. It can denote professionalism, but within all of that, I think there's always room, however formal somewhere is, the expectations they have of you, of how formal you present yourself. There is always an avenue to express yourself and your own personal identity. So yeah, I completely understand. And again, it just shows the power of clothing and how that can help your mindset and how it can help elevate you and your productivity. And I think sometimes fashion gets a really bad rap. I think it's seen as something really frivolous, when actually it can underpin a lot of feelings for somebody, a lot of emotions. Absolutely, 100%. And I think the effect of fashion, the effect of how you present yourself and how you dress in the workplace sets the tone for your working day. And in fact, there's something known as enclothed cognition, which is there's a direct correlation between how you dress and how productive you are in the workplace. So you'll find that people, say for example, who are expected to wear more formal attire, they will find and think of themselves as being more trustworthy and perhaps competent in their role. Whereas other places that perhaps are much more casual, they are seen as, they see themselves and also people see them as there's more familiarity, they're more open, and there's kind of more of an intimate relationship with that person. So I think sometimes without realising, what you wear can influence your day and influence the outcome of that day. And I have some clients that come to me and they have a particular interview or a really important business meeting that they're going for, and they want a particular style, a particular outfit that just makes them feel great. There is definitely a feeling of sort of an armour, or it's a role that you're playing by dressing in that way, and you then present yourself in a different way. You know, people stand differently. They address other people with direct eye contact in an outfit that they feel is they've set up ready for that meeting, for example. But it doesn't have to be a whole outfit. It can be accessories. I have some clients that come to me, female clients predominantly, who say that they want a particular pair of shoes because it makes them stand in a certain way and they feel kind of badass, I guess, and they feel ready to take on that meeting. But it can even be just a bold print, like some gentlemen would like to wear a tie that reflects their personality a bit more. So it might be a bit more flamboyant, have a bold print on it, or it might just be simply, you know, kind of a bold coloured lipstick that can make someone feel like them and that they're ready for their day. So it's an absolute mindset setter, and I don't think people realise that enough. Everybody's different, everyone has different personalities, and everyone has different expectations from their day. So again, going back to the example of a particular business meeting they're going to, you know, depending on who they're presenting to, what the company is that they're sort of presenting to, they might want to convey a certain impression. So, you know, and there's a saying, clothes maketh the man. So, which I really do believe. Let's broaden that and say woman as well. But yeah, I really do feel that, you know, the impression that you create from how you look, rightly or wrongly, can dictate the outcome. I don't think that's necessarily a wrong thing, as long as that's obviously not used in a detrimental manner. But clothing, it's a social, cultural, and kind of economic indicator of somebody, and that can be summed up from the first instance that you meet them. And it's kind of an immediate measure of who we are. And it informs sort of your preferences and influences. And as I say, that can be a great talking point, actually, and it can be a point of great interest. And as long as you take it on that level and you don't let that inform your general opinion of that person, and that their abilities and their experience and their skills kind of override that first impression, I think it's fine. It's when you take it, or it is taken to a much darker level, that there are then obviously problems. And those obviously need to be addressed. But it even goes as far as, I was reading recently, there was a survey taken of 2,000 people, and they felt that if they dressed like their boss, they would be promoted quicker. So it's, there's many layers to it, but as I say, as long as it's used in the right way. Obviously, it depends on what you've got in your day. So if you're just working from home and you know there'll be no interaction on a Zoom call, for example, obviously you can be much more relaxed. But I think that we've been working from home for long enough now that it's important enough to actually have a sort of set schedule in your day anyway. So get up, have a shower, and get dressed. Don't stay in your pajamas, because you're just going to feel kind of fuggy all day. It's just not going to work for you. I don't think you're going to be productive if you're just rolling out of bed, literally onto the sofa. So get up as if you would for a normal working day, perhaps a bit later, but get in the shower and actually have a change of clothes. As I say, be relaxed about it. But if you know you've got a Zoom call or even an interview, then dress appropriately for that, I think. You need to still put a bit of effort in to make sure that your day is structured, because you're going to be working from home and you're going to have meetings and you need to, as I say, be productive. But you also need to make sure that you need to be prepared for, you might stand up when you're on a Zoom call, and you need to make sure that you have actually dressed your bottom half, because we've seen on certain memes and news items that people have forgotten that, stood up and gone into another room, and they've had very short shorts on, or perhaps no clothes apart from underwear on. So make sure that you have a bottom half on. If you did that before lockdown, then you should do it again. If it's the type of environment and the type of company that you work for that expects that, then yes, you should go back to doing that. And actually, a lot of people might really embrace that, because they're a bit fed up actually with working from home. And they might find, again, the mindset thing, that there isn't a lot of difference between their work day and being at home, because there's not that degree of separation, because they haven't left their home. So I think a lot of people might actually embrace it and look forward to getting back to dressing like that. So yeah, I think adopt how you would have done before. Be the best you can be. Look the best you can be. If you need a bit of help with that, then come and see a stylist. But yeah, you dress for the result that you want. And again, it goes back to the mindset thing. So dress for the role, dress for the outcome that you would like. That's how I view it. And that's how I view it for anything. You could say that for a date even. You always get in the summer season lighter material, so linen mixed suits and lighter colours that have come in. But for autumn trends, again, if we're back in the office, the catwalk has got influences of 1940s style silhouettes, so more sort of shirt dresses with a sort of structured collar. And what's great about the high street is that they translate stuff on the catwalk brilliantly, so that the rest of us can wear it. It's not too outlandish, but you have influences of things. So for women, you've got trends, 1940s, as I've said, kind of Victoriana jackets, so quite a pinched-in style of jacket. You might see that in suits coming through. Fringing as well. And while I'm saying you wouldn't wear a fringe jacket to the office, you might have some accessories that have fringing to go with it, so maybe a handbag or some shoes or earrings perhaps. And then for men, red is a colour for autumn coming up. So that could be a tie. And in fact, ties are a big thing coming up in autumn, which you might feel as a businessman, well, I've always worn a tie. But there are kind of variations on ties, a bit more kind of silken type ties. Denim, funnily enough, is a trend. So I don't think that ever goes out of fashion, to be honest, but different prints on denim is a trend set for this autumn. So if you're working in a business casual office, you could perhaps incorporate that into your work clothes, by maybe a jacket and then jeans. Checks are making a comeback as well this autumn. And military, but military never really goes out of style, I don't think. And I think guys look great in a really brilliant tailored military coat. So I would invest in those pieces for the autumn winter. Yeah, I mean, I love the cloth masks. I think there's a fantastic range of them, and you've got designers such as Julian McDonald, Liberty Prints, bringing out very expensive high-end versions of those masks in gorgeous, gorgeous prints. But I mean, look to your local businesses for those, because there's a lady that's a seamstress around where I live, and she's produced some fantastic masks out of a whole gamut, a whole range of different prints for children, for men, and for women. They're really, really beautiful, and I'm supporting a local business by buying from her. And I just really implore people to use the cloth versions because they're reusable. It's so sad to see kind of all these masks and gloves being wasted on the side that can't be recycled. So I think it's great. I think it's another avenue to express yourself, albeit behind a mask. But I guess, the very sort of physical block that masks give you, you can't see the expressions on the other person's face. So to actually express yourself with a printed mask, whether, I don't know, that's Spider-Man or if it's a leopard print, I think it's another extension of you, and it's going back to being able to express yourself through clothing.